Boys and girls, this is Mr. Manise. Welcome to another video. This is a really cool video. I'm going to show you step by step how you construct your very own catapult for your quadratics catapult project. So as you and your group are going through the video, please feel free to pause it, rewind it, watch the video 3 or 4 times, as many times as you need. So you certainly don't have to go at the speed that I'm going in this video. So keep that in mind. What I'm showing you guys here are the materials that you're going to need. Now your teacher should supply you with all or most of these materials. We're going to need some basic Scotch tape here. We're going to need 3 of these little binder clips. We're going to need 1 plastic spoon that you just use to eat your cereal with, so make sure you wash it off and it's nice and clean. Just kidding. We're going to need 6 of these little popsicle sticks. We're going to need 4 of these clothespins, and it is important that these clothespins are the same length. You don't want to have one of your clothespins that's a good bit longer than the other one like this. That kind of throw our catapult out of whack there. So make sure as your teacher's passing these out that you try to get 4 clothespins that are the same length. And last thing that we need are about 576 rubber bands. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. How do we actually construct our catapult? So there are 2 basic parts to the catapult. There is the base and there is the top piece. Now for each of these pieces I'm going to need 3 of these little popsicle sticks. Okay, so to make my catapult nice and sturdy, we're going to use our tape, and we're going to take 3 of these popsicle sticks together. Okay, so I want these popsicle sticks to be nice and tight, secured together. Okay, so I'm going to use my tape here. I would probably use tape in 3 different sections here, so I'm going to start about maybe an inch or so off the side. Make sure all 3 of these popsicle sticks are nice and flush as close as they can be. And I'm just going to wrap some tape around to take these guys together. Obviously you want your tape to be wrapped around nice and tight. I'm going to secure these 3 popsicle sticks together. I'm going to put another piece of tape on the other side. So I've taped one end. I'm going to tape it here on the other end. Wrap it around several times. The tighter the better. Okay, so I'm securing the other end. And if I were you, I would probably put another piece of tape in the middle just for some extra security there. So I'm going to put a piece of tape right in the middle, wrap it around, nice and flush. Okay, so I've got my 3 popsicle sticks taped together in 3 different places, 2 on the edge and 1 in the middle. Okay, so now for the base, the first thing that I'm going to create is the base of my catapult. Now for the base, the 3 popsicle sticks are going to be laying not flat on the table, but they're going to be laying straight up so that you see the creases in between each of the sticks. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my clothespin so that I'm grabbing the sticks vertically this way. I don't want to grab my sticks horizontally. Okay, I want to grab my sticks vertically again so that I'm seeing the gaps in between each of the 3 sticks. Okay, now you aren't going to be able to grab, if I want to show you the bird's eye view, you're not going to be able to grab, depending on the clothespin that you get, you're not going to be able to grab it perfectly. Okay, it's probably going to be kind of offset a little bit. Okay, and that's okay. If it's kind of angled like that, that's okay, because I want to be able, this is going to be the base of my catapult. Okay, so I want my clothespins to be able to lay flat on the table. Okay, so once again I'm kind of grabbing my sticks vertically, and they're going to kind of be angled there, tilted a little bit. Okay, and I want to grab the clothespin, I want to grab it about where the tape is actually. Okay, so since this is a base, I want to leave myself about an inch on the outside of the clothespin. I'm going to grab another clothespin and I'm going to grab it on the other side. Okay, so if I show you kind of the bird's eye view there, once again I'm kind of grabbing it diagonally. Okay, so that when I lay my 2 clothespins on the table, they're nice and flat. Okay, and I'm going to slide this one over a little bit. I want about an inch on that side. I want about an inch on that side. Okay, and this is going to be the base of my catapult. Okay, so I'm going to secure the clothespin to the 3 popsicle sticks. And the way I'm going to do that is with our rubber bands, okay? So I'm going to basically kind of crisscross my rubber bands. I'm going to form a little crisscross of rubber bands. I'm going to secure it. I'm going to wrap the rubber band around here about 2 or 3 times. I'm going to grab another rubber band and kind of crisscross across because I want to secure the clothespin to the popsicle stick so they don't slide around. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of grab the rubber band on this side, kind of grabbing it there on the corner. So I'm kind of crisscrossing diagonally across the clothespin and the popsicle sticks. And I'm simply going to twist. I'm going to twist my rubber band. I'll twist and wrap it back around the other side. Okay, so once again, I'm crisscrossing. Okay, so I'm going to twist my rubber band again. I'm going to twist it and then pull it back across the other side. Okay, so that's 3 times. It's still a little bit loose there, so I'm probably going to grab it. And I'm a little reluctant, guys, to say in this video, hey, you need to wrap your rubber band, you need to twist it 3 times or 5 times, because your rubber bands might be thicker, they might be skinnier, they might be shorter or longer. So you're really going to have to kind of judge for yourself how many times you're going to have to twist this rubber band. Okay, so this is still a little bit loose. If you can pull the rubber band out here, then it's too loose. Let's go ahead and try to twist it one more time. So I'm going to pull it out here. I'm going to twist it. Twist the rubber band one more time, and if it's kind of a stretch to get that last twist, then that's kind of what you want. You want it to be a little bit tough to make that last twist. So notice that it's kind of pulling, it's pulling my clothespin to the inside here, okay? And that's okay because I'm about to crisscross the other way, which will force it back to the middle, and it should be straight. So I'm going to grab another rubber band, and I'm going to crisscross the other way. So I'm going to start my rubber band on the inside. Okay, so notice here I'm crisscrossing the other way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, my rubber band is going to be cut across that corner there. I'm going to go ahead and twist my rubber band. Okay, and I'm going to bring it back to the inside. Okay, so I've got it crisscrossed twice now. So I've got rubber bands going diagonally this way. I got rubber bands going diagonally the other way. I still got some slack, so I'm going to twist it again. Twist it again, and I'm going to pull it to the inside. Okay. I still got a little bit of slack here. So let's see if I can twist it one more time. So I'm going to pull it pretty tight, twist it, and I'm going to see if I can wrap it around one more time. See, this is kind of tough to do, which that's good. Okay. I almost feel like I'm breaking the rubber band. If it pops, that's okay. Just grab another rubber band. Okay, so that's pretty secure. So notice after the first time I crossed rubber bands, it was pulling the clothespin to the inside. Now that I've crisscrossed, it's stabilized the tension there. So now it's pulled it back, it's nice and even. So I got crisscross rubber bands going this way, rubber bands going the other way. Okay, so now I'm going to basically do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's grab another rubber band and let's go to the other side. It doesn't matter where you start. So I'm going to crisscross to this side. Okay, so rubber band starting here, I'm going to twist. Okay, pull it back to this side. Okay, so it's going diagonally this way. I got a lot of tension, so I'm going to pull it, twist my rubber band again, pull it back to the inside, still got some tension. I can pull it at least one more time. So let's pull it and let's twist our rubber band, wrap it back around, and that's pretty tight there. That's pretty tight. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of tension, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I got rubber bands going this way. Now I'm going to crisscross. I'm going to go diagonally the other way. So I'm going to grab another rubber band. I'm going to start at the inside. Okay, so I'm crisscrossing across the other way. Okay, so I'm going to pull the rubber band. I'm going to twist it. Twist it and wrap it back around to the inside. Still got some tension. So I'm going to twist the rubber band again. Twist it again. I need to pull it back around the whole clothespin. Okay, and still got some tension, so I need to do it one more time. So let's pull it nice and tight. Let's twist the rubber band. Let's pull it back to the inside one more time. That's pretty good. Pretty good right there. So you'll notice, guys, that the way that I'm constructing this catapult is actually ever so slightly different than the picture that you'll see in the handout. But that's okay. I think that doing it this way is actually going to make your catapult a little bit sturdier. Okay. All right, so let me give you guys just a couple of bird's eye view up here. So it should look like that, looking down the clothespins. Again, we got crisscrossing rubber bands on both sides. All right. So now when I lay my catapult down, this is the base. I should be able to lay my catapult down with the bottom edge here, this side and this side. The bottom edge should be laying nice and flat on the table. I shouldn't have one side, I shouldn't have one side that's half an inch off the table, that kind of thing. It should be laying nice and flat, nice and secure. Again, I want to make sure I got about an inch or so on the outside. Okay, so that's the base of our catapult. All right, so we're done with that for the time being. Let's just put this off to the side. Now it's time to form the top part of my catapult. Okay, so we need our other 3 popsicle sticks. Now these are nice and flush. The other ones that I used are a little bit bow-legged kind of, but that's okay. All right, so again, I'm going to use the tape. I'm going to tape these together, exact same thing that we did the first time. Make sure they're all flush and they're equal length there on the edge. I'm going to go in about an inch or so and wrap the tape around. The tighter the tape, the better. Okay, so I got one piece of tape. Let's do it again on the other end. So go in about an inch or so. Wrap it around nice and tight. Okay, that's good. So I've got tape on both of the edges, and just for some extra stability, let's go with one more piece of tape in the middle. So wrap that around nice and tight. Okay, there we go. Good. So I've got my second group of 3 popsicle sticks with 3 pieces of tape on them. All right. Now, if you remember, with the base of the catapult, we were grabbing the popsicle sticks so that we could see the gap vertically. They were pointing up towards us. Okay. This time, I'm going to grab my other 2 clothespins, and now instead of grabbing the popsicle sticks this way, I'm actually going to grab the popsicle sticks flat, like a hamburger. Okay, so the clothespin is the buns of my hamburger, and the popsicle sticks laying flat is the inside of the hamburger. Okay, so I'm going to use both of my popsicle sticks to grab on the outside. Okay, now the base of our catapult, we said we wanted about an inch on the outside of the clothespins. For the top piece, we want a little bit less than that. Okay, because we're going to have to put these 2 pieces together. This top piece is actually going to be on the outside of the base, on the bottom piece. So these distances have to be a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to leave myself maybe about a ½ inch or so, and we're going to do the same thing. I want to secure my clothespins to the popsicle stick, so I'm going to use rubber bands. So I'll start here on the inside. Notice this popsicle stick is kind of moving around. That's why we're using the rubber bands, so these things don't slide around. Okay, so I'm going to start on the inside. I'll start this way with the crisscross. I'm going to twist my rubber band, pull it back to the inside. Okay, still got some slack, so I'm going to twist again, pull back to the inside, still got a decent amount of slack. And notice, let me show you this view here, this angle, so you can kind of see where the rubber band is gripping the outside edge here, the corners of the clothespins in the sticks. Still got some tension here, or excuse me, I still got some slack. So let's twist our rubber band one more time, and I want this last one to be kind of difficult. I want to reach around. There we go. That's good. Okay, so I've got rubber bands crossing this way. Now I need crisscross. I need rubber bands going the other way. Okay, so I'm going to grab another rubber band, and I'm grabbing this inside piece. So again, let me give you a bird's eye view of what's going on there. So I'm grabbing this inside piece so I can crisscross the other way. So I'm going to pull some tension. Okay, I'm going to twist my rubber band and cross over. Still got some slack, so I'll twist the rubber band, cross over this way. Still got some slack. Let's twist the rubber band. Let's cross over one more time. That's pretty good. Okay, so notice that my clothespin is pretty straight here. Again, I got rubber bands crossing this way. I got rubber bands crossing this way. Here's a bird's eye view of the rubber bands. There's just another couple of angles, so you can kind of see the way the rubber bands are wrapped around. As long as the rubber bands aren't doing that, you want to make sure they're catching the edge of the clothespins there. Okay. All right, so let's do that one more time with the rubber bands on the other side. So I'm going to start on the inside. Okay, start on the inside. I'm going to twist my rubber band, pull it to the inside again, crossing from bottom left to top right. Still got some slack, so I'm going to twist the rubber band again, pull it to the inside. Still got some slack. Let's do it one more time. I want this last one to be kind of tough. So let's twist and let's bring it all the way around. There we go. Okay. All right. So again, I want to make sure that my rubber band isn't missing. Make sure you can see in the video. I want to make sure my rubber band is not missing the corner. I don't want that. I don't want it crossing over like that. I want it catching those corners there. Okay. So I got my rubber band crossed over from bottom left to top right. Now I want to go from top left to bottom right. So again, I want to make sure I'm catching those corners there. And I'm going to cross over from top left to bottom right. I'm going to twist, wrap it around, twist, wrap it around. Still got some slack. Let's twist and let's wrap it around one more time. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay. So I want to be able to see a little bit of the popsicle sticks here on the edge. Okay. All right. So there's the top piece of our catapult. Okay. So now it's time to put the two pieces of our catapult together. So this is the base. This is the piece that's laying on the ground. Okay. These are kind of angled the way the clothespins are grabbing them. These two clothespins are grabbing the popsicle sticks perfectly flat, horizontally. Okay. All right, so the base is going to be on the bottom. Now I want to be able to lay the top piece of my catapult on top of the bottom piece. Okay. Okay. So I should have these three popsicle sticks. If they're on the base part, if they're kind of laying flat, see if you can kind of take your fingers and just kind of twist them. We want them to be almost vertical, okay, but they're not going to be perfectly vertical, okay, just the way the clothespins are grabbing them, okay. But I want to be able to see those gaps in between the three popsicle sticks, okay. So now I'm going to turn my base this way, and I'm going to lay the top part of my catapult. These two bottom parts of the clothespins are going to lay right on top of this bottom piece. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, so let me give you kind of a different angled look here. Okay, so you're putting the top part right on these bottom clothespins pieces. Okay, so the bottom piece is kind of sandwiching the popsicle sticks on that side. The top piece is kind of sandwiching the popsicle sticks on this side. So if I were to lay my catapult down on the ground, it would look something like this. Okay. So I want to be able to secure the top part of my catapult to the bottom part. So once again, this will be the last time I actually want to secure this piece to this piece. So once again, I'm going to crisscross my rubber bands. Now, if you can't lay your top piece on the bottom piece, that means that these two inside clothespins are too far apart. That's why I was saying you need to leave about an inch. So you can just take your fingers, even though the rubber band's on there, you can actually slide these guys. You can slide them to the inside if you need to. I can slide these to the outside. Okay. You just need to make sure that there's enough room for this top piece to attach to the bottom piece on the outside. You want the top piece of your catapult to be on the two outside pieces of the base piece on the bottom. Okay. All right, so now it's time for me to secure the top piece, this piece, to the bottom piece. So once again, I'm going to grab some rubber bands here. Okay, so I am going to start on the inside here. Once again, I'm going to crisscross. Okay, so I'm going to the inside part of the base. Make sure you guys can see this in the video. I'm going to the inside part of the base, and I'm going to twist. I'm going to grab that outside corner. I'm going to go to the inside. I still got some slack here, so I'm going to twist again. Twist again. bring it to the inside. Okay, still got some slack. So I'm going to see if I can do it one more time. So let's twist. This last one's probably going to be a little bit difficult. Let's twist, and let's bring it all the way around the bottom. I almost feel like I'm about to break the rubber band. There we go. Okay, so basically I have one big looping rubber band here that is connecting the top part of my catapult to the base of my catapult. Okay. All right, so now I want to secure the other piece, the top piece, to the base. So once again, I'll grab a rubber band. Okay, so I'm going to start on the inside here. Okay, start on the inside. I'm going to crisscross from bottom right to top left. So I'm going to twist my rubber band, bring it back to the inside. Okay, I still got some slack, so I'm going to pull it out, twist the rubber band again, bring it to the inside. Still got some slack with my particular rubber band. Again, you're going to have to make a judgment call on how many times you need to twist these rubber bands. No two rubber bands are the same. So I'm going to crisscross one more time and pull it nice and taut. There we go. Okay, so I've got one more rubber band that's connecting the base of my catapult to the top piece. Okay, so now I should be able to lay, this is kind of the way your catapult looks. Okay, you can kind of twist it up there a little bit. So I should be able to lay my catapult straight down on the table nice and flat. Okay. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make the catapult part of this. Okay, so here's where we're going to need our spoon, and we're going to need our binder clips. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do, the catapult's going to look like this. Okay, so the catapult's going to be swinging this way, throwing the marshmallows or the racer tops or whatever. Okay, so I need to connect the bottom base of my catapult to the spoon. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take a binder clip. I'm going to open up the binder clip, and I'm going to attach it. I'm going to open it up, so make sure you guys can see this, what I'm doing here. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to grab the bottom part of the catapult. You're going to have to squeeze pretty hard to open that up. Okay, so I've grabbed the bottom part of the catapult. So this is my base. I'll show you guys just some different angles there what I did. You're just grabbing that bottom piece. This little silver piece on the outside, okay, on the side opposite the clothespins. The clothespins are going to the inside. This is where my catapult is going to be. This little silver piece on the outside, we don't need this. Okay, so I can actually take this off, and if you'll notice how it's connected there to the binder clip, I can actually squeeze inside and just pull this off. I don't need this little outside silver piece. Okay, I do need this inside silver piece because this is going to be like the rotor, the fin for a boat. This is going to be like kind of the guide for my catapult. So what I want to do is I want to tape the spoon to this little silver piece. This is going to be the guide. Okay, so all I need to do is grab some tape here, and I'm going to tape it to the silver piece of the binder clip. Now I can actually rotate this all the way around. It doesn't really matter. I just need to tape it to the binder clip. Okay, so get the tape on the spoon, and just like with the popsicle sticks, I'm just going to kind of wrap this around. Wrap it around a couple of times. This doesn't have to be extremely tight. Like I said, this is basically just a guide for your catapult. It's just something kind of for the base of the spoon to rest on. As I just knocked over my video. Okay, let's grab some more tape here, and let's wrap it around one more time, just for some extra security and stability. Okay, so I'm wrapping it around, taping it to the silver piece of the binder clip. Okay. Like I said, this part's not critical. It doesn't have to be super tight. But now you can see the spoon is now connected. It's got something to pivot on. Okay, so it's connected to that binder piece down there at the bottom. Alright, so now comes the actual catapult part. Okay, we actually have to create some tension between our catapult, the spoon, and the top of the catapult, okay? And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to, just like we did at the base, we are actually going to put a binder clip. We're going to grab the top of the catapult. Okay, so again, I'm grabbing the top, okay? And actually, before I do that, let me back up. Before I do that, we actually need one more rubber band. Find one more rubber band here. Okay, so this is going to be the piece that we're actually going to thread through the binder clip. Okay, so you're going to need one more rubber band, and we're going to put this right in the middle of the binder clip here. Pick this back up. Okay, I ran out of rubber bands here. Okay, all right, so before I grab the top, I'm actually going to thread the rubber band through the binder clip. Okay, so let me show you guys, make sure everybody sees what I'm doing. I'm just kind of threading it through the binder clip. Okay, going right through the center. Now I'm going to use the binder clip and I'm going to grab on to the top piece of the catapult. Okay, so open it up and grab on so everybody can see what I'm doing. So notice that the rubber band, the binder clip is kind of like trapping the rubber band to the top of the popsicle sticks. Okay, now on this top piece, we don't need these little silver pieces. So we can take both of these off on the top piece. So just squeeze and pull. Take that off. Same thing here. Just squeeze and pull. Okay. So basically the only thing this top binder clip is used for is to hold the rubber band to the top of the catapult. Okay. And this is what's going to actually create the tension for our spoon. Okay. Now how do we connect this to our actual spoon? This is where the third binder clip comes in. Okay. So we are actually going to, we're going to attach the rubber band. Once again, I'm going to thread it. I'm going to kind of open up the binder clip, thread the rubber band through this third binder clip, and now I'm going to attach it to the spoon. Okay, so with the rubber band and the binder clip, I'm going to open up the binder clip and I'm just going to attach it to the top of the spoon. Okay, and you'll notice that there's already some tension there. So that's basically how the catapult works. The tension is created in this top rubber band between the binder clip on the top of the catapult and the binder clip that's attached to the top of the spoon. Okay, so you should have a pretty sturdy catapult there, just laying it flat on the ground. And now you simply just use your finger and pull back on the spoon, and that's what creates the catapult. Okay, so you're probably thinking, okay, well, this is not very tight. The rubber band is not very taut, so it's probably not going to launch very far. And you're right. Okay, so the way the rubber band is now, it's not going to go very far. So we need to increase the tension. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, I'm going to take off the binder clip. Okay, and I'm going to take it out of this binder clip. If I want to increase the tension, if I want to have 3 different trials where the first trial is the rubber band is kind of loose, it's not going to launch very far, then I can leave it the way it is. If I want to increase the tension, I'm simply going to wrap the rubber band around the top of the catapult. Okay, let me do that again so you guys can see what I did. Okay, here's the regular rubber band attached to the top of the catapult. I'm simply going to pull it under. I'm going to wrap it around the bottom of the catapult and then come back around the top. So I've just wrapped the rubber band around the top. So obviously that's going to make the rubber band a little bit shorter. So now when I grab the rubber band, grab it to the inside, and now when I attach it to the spoon, you'll notice that it's a little bit harder. Okay, the tension's a little bit higher. Okay, so now when I pull back, you'll notice it's a little bit harder to pull the spoon back. Okay, in fact, it actually caused my binder clip to slip. Okay, so pull this back, catapult. There we go. Yeah, you probably want to, when you attach the binder clip to the top of the spoon, you want to be pretty close to the actual spoon part of the spoon so the binder clip doesn't slip all the way down. If you get to the point where you feel like you're about to break, to bend the spoon, then that's kind of what you want, because that means you got a lot of tension. It's going to launch it pretty far. Okay, so once again, let's increase the tension. So I'm going to take off the binder clip. Let's increase the tension one more time. So now once again, I'm going to take my rubber band, I'm going to loop it around one more time. Loop it around underneath and bring it back to the top. Okay, now let's grab it with a binder clip and let's attach it to the top of the spoon. Now I can already tell this has got a lot of tension. In fact, when I put it down on the ground, the spoon is all the way forward already. Okay, so when I grab it with my finger, now how do you actually grab it with your hand? Okay, you're not going to want to grab it down here. You're not going to want to grab the catapult down at the bottom, because you'll notice as I'm pulling back, it's kind of like a bow and arrow. It's pulling the whole top of the catapult with it. So when I grab it, I like to grab it with my two fingers at the top. Okay, it should be nice and flush on the table or on the floor, and you want to just kind of grab it with your two fingers, grab it on the top to keep it nice and secure as you're using your right hand or your right index finger to pull the spoon back. Okay, and that's what gives it the nice catapult. So I believe that we are going to be using marshmallows. So let me grab a marshmallow, and I wish I could turn my video around so you guys can see how this actually works. So we're going to be shooting marshmallows here. Now this would be a little bit difficult doing it by yourself, because you're going to need one hand to kind of keep the catapult nice and steady and secure while you're using your other hand. So this is a little bit tricky to do it with one hand, but I think I can do it because Mr. Manice is a magician. He's a wizard. Okay, so I've got the marshmallow in the spoon with my right hand. I'm using my left hand, my two fingers, to keep the catapult nice and sturdy. And I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to release, and I just slung the marshmallow 10 feet across the room. This is actually a pretty cool gadget, because when you guys are cutting up and talking in class, you know what? I'm going to just start shooting marshmallows at you. Bam. So this is really pretty cool. So the last thing that I'll say before we finish up here, to get the maximum effect out of your catapult, there's one thing else that you need to do. You need to grab an orange and a purple pen, and your catapult's really not going to work unless you do this. You need to write in purple, I love, that's in purple, I'll do it in orange. C, it's kind of hard to read, C, L, E, M, S, that's not what I want to write for me, S, O, N, I love Clemson. Okay, so if you don't write that, guys, your catapult's not going to do anything. Okay, it's just going to just kind of spontaneously combust into flames, and you're going to get a 0 on the project. Okay, so if you don't write I love Clemson, yeah, my students won't get any credit for the project. So anyway, pretty cool, guys. Like I said, you know, back up, pause the video, rewind it, watch it several times if you need to. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope your catapult project is awesome and you guys are able to get the data that you need. And I hope you learn a lot from this quadratics project. All right, that's it for this video, and we will see you on the next one.